Sussex slipped to a heavy Royal London one-day cup defeat to rivals Surrey and Guildford, the visitors going down by 6 wickets with 56 balls remaining. With bad weather about, again, Sussex were put in and lost Chris Nash to the third ball of the match, Jason Roy holding on off the bowling of Tom Curran. Things soon settled down, however, and Ed Joyce picked up the pace by taking Ravi Rampal for 14 runs in the fourth over, 2 fours and a 6 making up those. But the Irishman was out for a run of ball 21 when Rampal avenged those hits, Kumar Sangakkara completing the dismissal in the slips. Phil Salt was unable to repeat his heroics from over the weekend as he fell for 20. Rampal now with the catch at mid-on to give Stuart Meaker an early wicket. That left Sussex on 50 for 3 in the 14th over, but Harry Finch and Luke Wright were soon putting bat to ball to good effect, the pair adding 35 runs in the next 5 overs. Rain meant that the innings was reduced to 45 overs, although in the end the visitors didn't use all of those up. Finch had looked good for his 31, but he was taken behind by Ben Foakes off Meaker to leave with his team on 85 for 4 in the 19th over. Foakes was soon in business again, this time with a stumping to remove Ben Brown for 10 just after Sussex had reached 3 figures in the 22nd over. The problem was that no big partnership was being established on a decent pitch with a quick outfield. Wright and Chris Jordan did better than the rest together, with the former going after Meaker. Jordan showed his prowess as a batsman with some neatly timed shots, as this pair were able to add 69 runs for the 6th wicket in 11 overs to set up a chance of a very strong finish. But just at the wrong time, Wright picked out the diving Roy at point off Rampal after making 42 of 35 deliveries. Jordan continued on, however, finding the boundaries just when they were needed, and his 6th took him to his maiden list day 50 from his 54th delivery. He now needed to see the innings out, while new man David Visa, a debutant in this competition in place of the injured Ross Taylor, was able to strike Zafar Ansari over the rope as Sussex got to 200 at the end of 37 overs. Visa was hitting a clean ball, and at this stage his side would have been hopeful of getting a final total well above 250. But Matt Pillans then got the big wicket of Jordan for 55, who clipped to mid-wicket at the start of over number 39, leaving it to Visa to supply the big finish for his team as he raced up to 41 of 31 balls. For the last 3 wickets fell in a flash. Visa was held by Sangakkara with a juggle off Rampal with a total on 233. And 4 runs later, Ajmal Shahzad had his stumps disturbed by Curran. Sussex were dismissed for 239 in the 44th over, Rampal ending with figures of 4 for 47 as Will Beer was the last man out for 7. Surrey's target was 235 off 43 overs after a rain stoppage at the start of their reply, and Roy, as you often expect, got his side off to a flyer with some very early boundaries. He is a man every attack needs to see the back of quickly in the one-day arena. His partner, Stephen Davis, is not too shabby in this format either, and he struck the first 6 of the reply off Visa as this pair quickly knocked off 65 of the runs. It was in the 9th over when that stand was ended by George Garton, Roy held by Joyce on the boundary after making a run of ball 32. That brought in Sangakkara, who showed off his class with some fine shots and easing to 20, but that was as far as he got as Shahzad bowled him a big wicket for both the bowler and his team. It was very much game on when Davis holed out in the next over for 36, Garton with his 2nd wicket, which left the hosts on 99 for 3 in the 15th over. The 16th then began with a wicket of Ansari for a golden duck, Shahzad and Garton combining to bring Sussex right back into this contest. Last year's beaten finalist Surrey had not won in this format so far this summer, and another wicket now would have put their opponents here well on top. With Rory Burns hardly playing a shot in anger and being dropped twice, it was left to Foakes to keep the scoreboard ticking over. The target brought down to 100 of 21 overs. That stat tells you that the rampaging start had given these batsmen plenty of time to settle in, and that's just what they did, both timing their innings perfectly as their partnership began to build. Before too long, both Foakes and Burns were starting to take this game away from Sussex. An 8th boundary carried Foakes to his 50 off 52 balls, the target now down to fewer than 50 with an age still to go. Burns had only struck 2 fours in getting to 40, but with the winning line in sight, he twice struck bare for maximums in the same very expensive over from the leg spinner. It cost 22 runs, and with that any chance of a late fight back had gone, Burns registering his own half-century off 50 deliveries. Foakes soon had his side home, his 9th boundary seeing him end on 61, Burns' late dash seeing him finish unbeaten on 70, as Surrey made 235 for 4, 56 balls of the match not required. So that meant a loss by 6 wickets, Sussex now with 3 defeats from 4 games in this competition so far. It'll return to the blast next with a trip to Lords on Thursday.